In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I made my T60 Power Armour chest piece. I hope you enjoy. Like with any cosplay, they must start with a strong foundation and comfort is key. I rely heavily on Kamui Cosplay's pattern templates for my close-fitting armour builds for this reason. As this cosplay will get hot, the less foam touching my body, the better. I used the Space Armour pattern and enlarged to fit my own body using Kamui Cosplay's video on how to alter her pattern pieces. The link is in the description below. But to touch on what I did briefly, I needed to enlarge by a few centimetres either side, so extended the seams around the bust. Each extension was a centimetre in length. When it came to the lower abdominal area, I needed to tweak the original pattern to suit the T60 shape more. I then cut out all the pieces in 6mm foam. Just remember to make 2 of each pattern piece and flip the other side. Now, if you're on the bustier side, I recommend using a heat gun to manipulate the foam first before gluing together to ease the strain on the seams. Check out my T60 helmet video to see this technique. Here is my Kamui Cosplay Space Armour constructed. Velcro is my go-to fastening. It's simple to add and quick to remove. For the straps, I chose a soft, comfortable faux leather and attached from the front to the back of my armour. Then added a sheet of 2mm foam to block out the cleavage, ready to add the T60 characteristics. To bulk out my chest piece, I used 10mm foam and created my own pattern for the boxy look the T60 has. Each piece was cut at a 45-degree angle and glued together to create a 3-dimensional angular box. I made a quick template and cut into 10mm foam to create the base to the box just created. I wanted this base sturdy, ready for the additional details being added on later, so I used my foam seam filler to fill any gaps. Next, I laid my pattern out and made, I want to say, a cover in 2mm foam to almost round off the angular joins. Now my T60's main shape is done, it was time to add the smaller details. I used 4mm foam and cut 2 pieces with an angle of 45 degrees towards one another to help with a gentle incline to the base of the foam. I wanted to experiment with a different technique for this. I cut out my initial shape in 6mm foam and wrapped 2mm over the top. I heat gunned prior to gluing to help identify the shape through it first. Then using my fingers pushed the foam around the 6mm piece to fit nice and snug. I cut 3 pieces of 4mm foam with an angle of 45 degrees to act as a cover over the top. For this step, if you haven't already, please check out my T60 helmet video where I go in more depth about how I apply these handles. But to sum it up, I used 15mm foam rods cut into 4 1cm width discs before working out the placement by pinning first before gluing down. Using my Dremel, I drilled into them to create a crevice for my 10mm foam rods to go into. I used this same Dremel technique for the side detailing, only difference with the handles is I applied more pressure and cut the centre parts out. For the circular components, I recommend a circle cutter. This gives you symmetrical results easy and quickly. I used 10mm and 6mm foam for these, before adding the finer details in my trusty 2mm foam and using the Dremel again, creating some screw detailing. Once I worked out the placement, I fixed to my main armour piece and used a fine strip of 2mm foam to create the ridged outer detailing. For the exhausts, I used 30mm foam rods cut to 26cm in length and then cut a triangular chunk out approximately 4cm down from the top. This was to then glue the two ends together to create a smooth angle that results in the rods sitting at the right angle on the armour. I also used my Dremel to create the illusion of a hollow tube at the ends. Finally, to make the screws more realistic across the armour after the Dremel, I used my pyrography tool and slanted attachment to carefully add slits. And here is my finished T60 Power Armour chest piece, ready for priming and painting. Thanks for watching.